It's time for Morning Brew, ENA's wake up call to get your day started with special guests and lively emergency nursing conversation. Hosted by Dan Campana.
It's Morning Brew. It's ENA 21. Well, it's Emergency Nursing 2021. It's ENA every day in 2021, of course. Welcome back to Morning Brew. Whether you're starting your day with some coffee or you're working off last night with a little coffee to get yourself going, welcome you back and thank you for joining us for another edition of Morning Brew. There's a full day of great sessions, great opportunities to engage, and so much more across the virtual platform here during EN21. And one of the places that you're going to want to stop off today is the virtual exhibit hall, the experience hall, where you can spend some time learning about ENA University. And who better to talk about ENA University than ENA University Provost, Patti Kunz Howard. Good morning, Patti.
Good morning, Dan.
So as you can tell, it's Spirit Day at ENA University. On Thursdays, we wear white and we drink from our white, tumblers. And I know Patti's got her mug there, hiding in the mist there. Patti, good morning. How's everything in Kentucky?
It's a beautiful day in Kentucky. I'm excited to be here to talk about ENA University.
So let's kind of start at the high level here. ENA University is, ENA's brand new Center of Excellence for Education. You are passionate about education. There's no two ways about that. At the high level, just talk a little bit about what education means to you and why something like ENAU is so important to emergency nurses.
Well, education is really the framework for everything that we do in our clinical practice, stretcher side, caring for patients day in and day out. Without that educational knowledge, we can't provide the most optimal care for the best clinical outcomes for our patients, every patient, every time. And so it's critically important that we have the knowledge that we need to do what we need to do on a daily basis. And ENA University is the best platform for that.
So ENA University is a lot of things. It's almost everything in ENA's robust portfolio of educational content, but there's a lot of new stuff. And one of the biggest things, and it's coming soon, the first two of them will debut in October, are those pathways, the pathway programs. The first two, novice and competent pathways. I'm not competent in speaking this morning, apparently. Those are the first two that launch. And Patti, the pathways are a new thing, and they're really comprehensive. They're dynamic because it's not just piecemeal. It is a designed program. What stands out to you about the pathway programs and how a nurse, at whatever level they are as these pathways roll out, can really get a very comprehensive rollout and get them to the next level of their career?
I think one of the things that's really exciting about the pathways is certainly, the novice and the competent are very different. Certainly the novice has 14 modules and the competent has 11 modules, but they really are very broad-based and they address all the different components of emergency nursing that we need to think about, whether it's, caring for the trauma patient or thinking about how we manage the geriatric patient. All the elements of the care that we provide are there at the appropriate level for either the novice or the competent nurse. And I'm so excited for these pathways to debut next month. I think they'll be really meaningful, particularly for those new to emergency nursing or looking to get into emergency nursing. That novice pathway is going to be essential for them to be able to really garner the knowledge and present themselves as a really viable candidate for an emergency nursing position.
And it's more than just courses. There's mentoring, there's other aspects to it that really make this a full boat, if you will, of things that carry you across a couple of years, to get you to that next level. Mentoring and professional development and continuing education are all sort of tied together, but from your standpoint, as somebody who has been a mentor to many people over the years, and you've seen your mentees go from brand new to being high level, members of a healthcare facility. Talk about those pieces in your mind, having mentoring and having these other things that are going to help people grow beyond just learning from a course standpoint.
I'm so glad you brought mentoring up because it is really one of the key elements of the pathways. I can't emphasize the importance of having a mentor. I have a mentor even at this point in my career. I think it's vital for a personal check. It's vital for a professional check. It's vital to help you think about how you picture your global pathway of your personal and professional development. And so that mentorship opportunity is really such a nice piece of these pathways. It really sinks you in with someone that will help you get to that next step.
So Patti, having gotten to know you over the last couple of years, I know learning is a continual thing for you. It doesn't matter how many years and how many different types of roles you've had, because you've done just about everything when it comes to the ED. When you think about how a career trajectory works, for a lot of people, ENAU is going to help from the clinical skill development and the professional development side. Have you seen something like this before, or are you thinking to yourself, where was this 10 years ago? Look at how differently I could have helped manage new people in my EDs with something like this.
I think one of the unique facets of ENA University's pathways is the fact that they really are all inclusive. They give you everything you need in basically a one-stop shop, if you will. It's going to give you all of the skills, tools, and tips that you need to really develop yourself into the person that you want to be from an emergency nursing perspective. And there is not anything else like this out there. Do we have a great orientation program here? Absolutely. We have a great orientation program, but it's not just about orientation. It's about that mentorship. It's about that professional development. It's about taking it to the next level, because we're all always looking for things. Clearly, I have been around a day or two. I have done a lot of things, but I'm always looking at my own professional development and what I can do myself. And so I think having this opportunity where you can get everything you need from ENA University is so vital and will be so beneficial to members. I can't really emphasize how really fabulous this all-inclusive package is.
And one of the other parts of that package is the Industry Learning Lab. So ENA is partnered with so many, really strong strong industry partners who are present in healthcare. And to be able to offer some unique education from that standpoint, I mean, that's very unique too. I mean, you've been around our partners, and you know how they help support us and support our members. What do you think about having the Industry Learning Lab as a key component of this as well?
I think the Industry Learning Labs are fabulous. I think they're a great add. We do have great partners. We've been very fortunate for many years to have great partners in Stryker and other companies, but their ability to actually deliver that knowledge at a time that is really pivotal to the nurse, because they can go to ENA University and participate in an Industry Learning Lab at their convenience. And I think that's one of the things that makes this platform so helpful, is it's on their time and their willingness to learn. And so I think having the benefit of the Industry Learning Lab, but also in a platform that is really at the emergency nurse's beck and call, if you will, is another strength of ENA University.
So ENAU launched in late August, and we're getting closer to the pathways in October. What are people asking you about? How are they talking to you about it? And how are you sort of offering this up to people and letting them know, hey, this is out there and it's just begun and there's so much more to follow? So are you getting a lot of questions, or are you really doing elevator pitches out there as often as you can to let people know what's happening?
So I have gotten questions, certainly, since the launch premiered. I also am doing elevator pitches, but certainly I think one of the opportunities right now is during EN21 is to go to the experience hall and go to the ENA University booth, make an appointment, use the chat feature. Certainly this is a great time to learn about ENA University. I talked to several people during the experience hall yesterday, and I know I have some appointments later today. So I'm excited to get to talk to individuals who have questions about ENA University, but also may give us ideas for things that we need to add to ENA University. So, a great opportunity to dialogue with members, but also for them to learn more about ENA University during the conference.
Well, we always know Patti's on point. So Patti is on point, and some of the things we want to make sure everybody knew about, across the platform today in the Experience Hall. You can go to the ENA University booth, and you can find out, we're scratching the surface here, as Ron said a couple times this week already, about ENA University, but to really get in and learn more about what's available, what's to come, you can schedule time so you can talk one-on-one with, the experts such as Patti, about everything that ENA University has and will have to offer. You can also, in the chat, you can, ask a question there, and a member of our education team will make sure to help answer some of your questions, and they may direct you over to booking some time with Patti today or tomorrow to, have that one-on-one and really get your individual questions answered. So, like I said, Patti's always on point. She got there before I did. So that comes from doing a few, that's good, because that comes from doing a few interviews together over the last couple of years. So, so Patti, one of the things that, just to kind of help, paint the picture here as Provost, one of the main things that you're involved with is just to kind of guide and see and offer suggestions about how this continues to evolve, because ENA University is brand new and it's going to have a long and healthy life to it. What are the things that you're going to be watching and looking for to see as it's, in its infancy, but to help it evolve in a way that continues to benefit the nurses that you see and you work with every day?
Well, I'm fortunate to be engaged still very much in clinical practice. And so I have that opportunity to understand what's happening in the industry, to really think about what's out there that we might be missing or things that we need to add. And I really am trying to look globally at what will be helpful and beneficial to those that are stretcher side that need knowledge and need tools to help them be the very best they can be to really give their patients the very best care.
So the toughest question I'm going to ask you all day, Patti, if ENA University was around when you first started, what would be the thing that you go, that's what I want to be a part of, that's what I want to do, that's what I want to learn first and participate in as part of something like ENA University? Because you've seen the evolution of education and mentorship and peer development and all those things. What would you have wanted to gravitate toward first things first if ENA University was there at the start of your career?
There's no question I would have done the novice pathway. I'm excited about those modules. I wish there'd been something like that. I, of course, have been around a day or two, and we didn't really have really well fleshed out orientation programs when I went to the emergency department a number of years ago. I won't reveal today, but I think that is really such a benefit. And I know that emergency nursing jobs are easier to come by than they once were, but certainly early in my career, this would have positioned me better to actually be able to land that job. And so if there are novice emergency nurses or even students that are out there that want to really put themselves in a position to really be more appealing, having done that novice pathway, I think really will give you a step up. I think anything you can do that's going to position you better to really advocate for yourself. And this novice pathway is a great way to do that. I think that it's a clear benefit that will be very beneficial to many.
And of course, as we talked about at the beginning, this is that one-stop shop. This is, where everything ENA education, just about everything ENA education. So when you're looking for the resources, the CPGs, the position statements, all our gold standard, the courses everybody knows and loves, TNCC, ENPC, all of that is in one place at ena.org/ENAU. So you can go and learn more about the things that Patti's talked about. You can check out in the coming weeks when the first two pathways launch. And I think we need to have Patti's picture somewhere in ENA University, because having this face to smile and greet you coming into the page, I don't know, I think that might just help get people's spirits up a little bit and go, she's smiling, she knows this is a good thing. She wouldn't, and we know Patti, she wouldn't have put her name to something that she didn't feel passionate about. I mean, that's why you've been such a big part of ENA over the years. So Patti, a final thought from you about ENA University, ENAU at EN21, anything along those lines you want to share to kind of get people thinking about it these next 2 days, and then obviously beyond that?
Well, I know we've known that ENA is the global leader in emergency nursing education for a number of years, but I think ENA University really seals that. I think even if you just go to our website and look at the ENA University landing page, it really makes you recognize right at a glance all there is to offer. And when you click through the different areas of ENA University, there is so much content and so much substance. It is at your fingertips. ENA University is yours for the using to help you be the very best emergency nurse that you can be.
Well, Patti, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, and certainly to have you, join us for Morning Brew. So I appreciate your time, and I know you're going to be talking with people about ENAU all day, so I'll let you rest up so you can get ready for those conversations. And maybe out of this, you'll have a few more people who are starting to book some time to get a chance to talk with you today.
That would be great, and thanks, Dan, for the opportunity to talk about ENA University. It's always my pleasure.
So that's it for Patti, but you'll be able to find Patti obviously by booking some time, and certainly as ENA University continues to grow and evolve, Patti's role will be helping to see, and guide and offer some thoughts on how we can continue to develop it. So like I said, ena.org/ENAU is where you can find it all. And of course, there's a ton going on today. So when you're not checking things out with ENA University, there's so much to look forward to. And probably the best way you can kind of get a sense of what the top of the top is, in your email you've got Emergency Nursing News, which has previews of several of the key things that you can check out across today's agenda. And certainly, if you can't check it out today, you've got on-demand access through January 31st. So whether you're with us all day virtually, whether you're popping in and out, or whether you're going to be joining things on demand over the next couple of months, it's going to be a great day for everybody, all ENA members during Emergency Nursing 2021. We'll see you tomorrow on Morning Brew.